Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Brian Crazy,
I'm JC Styles.
and we're the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com and the World Wide Web. We're back on F and True Wrestling to give you guys our Royal Rumble predictions and preview today. The Royal Rumble will take place tomorrow night, January 27, 2013, live on pay-per-view at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And currently there's 4 matches booked for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view and 1 match booked for the pre-show. The pre-show will take place 7:30 live on YouTube.com and on WWE.com, and it will feature Antonio Cesaro defending his United States Championship against The Miz.
Yes, both my favorite guys that I really enjoy watching in the ring. We got Cesaro, who's United States champion, has been on a tremendous role. The Miz coming back from filming the Marine 3 has been on a tremendous role as well. Honestly, I don't see the uh, Miz winning and it doing anything for his career. I mean, he's already been WWE champion, so there's really no build for him because he's already a main eventer. And with Antonio Cesaro, he still has a lot to get to that point. And I think that the United States Championship, in its sense being back in the WWE, has really built a lot of stars up to that main event level. And I see Cesaro being in the main event level by the end of this year.
Oh, I agree. I think Antonio Cesaro would make a great World Heavyweight Champion. I could see him being um, everything that the WWE needs at this point in time: a fresh face, a good technical wrestler,
Yep.
somebody that either the fans are going to get behind if they decide to turn him face, or somebody that the fans are going to despise so much because of his gimmick, which he's embraced so well and he plays so well, that they're going to pay their hard-earned money to go to that arena and literally get it, watch him get his ass kicked.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. They need to make heels that are so despised that people will pay money or tune into the show just to watch them get beat. I mean, perfect example, what they did with Sergeant Slaughter. I know we're going back, 20 plus years, but Slaughter was so hated when he turned on the U.S. How many people tuned in just to watch the Hulkster just destroy Sergeant
A lot of
Slaughter?
people.
You know what I mean? And you've got that opportunity with Antonio Cesaro. He's got the very anti-American gimmick going on right now. I love the gimmick that he loves America, but he hates the people. You had a good point with The Miz. The Miz has already won the United States title. He's already been Intercontinental Champion. He's already won the biggest prize in the game in the WWE Championship. What would the U.S. title do for him at this point? But they have been pushing Miz heavily. I mean, he's gotten the rub, so to speak, from Ric Flair in the last few weeks. He's adopted the figure 4 leg lock. He's been featured prominently on pretty much all of WWE's television shows. He's the commentator on Main Event. Miz TV has been featured on Raw and SmackDown. So I could see them possibly putting the title on The Miz, but in my opinion, I think the strap should stay on Cesaro. I like his gimmick, and I like the direction that they're going with him.
Yes. Then we move into the next match of the night, which is
the Tag Team Championship. It'll feature Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane defending their tag team titles against the number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship, the Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow.
in this match, there's been a lot of going on between these two teams, I should say, actually, excuse me. And honestly, I just think that I have no prediction for this match because it's just I really don't want to see either team with the tag team titles.
You're having a hard time getting behind these teams.
Yes, for those of you that follow me for a while, I've been really promising I have a lot of promise for the Usos as a tag team, and I honestly think that these guys deserve that push, and I think that it should actually be the Usos versus Team Hell No, and not Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No.
Well, the thing about it is that I'm going to talk about both the teams, and I'm going to talk about the match itself. And Team Hell No, you have 2 guys, you put their names on paper, you present it to any wrestling fan a year ago, and any wrestling fan would say, this will never work. Literally, hell no. This will just never work. And you see these 2 guys and the chemistry that these 2 guys have, and they're just such a natural fit, it seems like. Daniel Bryan and Kane just work so well together. The skits have been just so funny. And for a guy like Kane, who's been in the business for so long, to continually reinvent himself on a semi-monthly basis, it seems like now, is interesting. That's how I've gotten behind this team, because I love Daniel Bryan. I've always been a fan of Kane, and I think their work together has been really good. Now you go to the Rhodes Scholars. I've always liked Cody Rhodes, always been a fan of his brother Goldust, always been a fan of his father Dusty. I've just liked I like them each individually. It's not because they're part of a wrestling family and I automatically, I like Dusty, so I like his kids, or I like Goldust, so I like his father and I like his brother. It's not that sort of situation. I like them all individually. Then you go to I already talked about Cody Rhodes. Damian Sandow, incredible talent. I mean, this guy this guy is a real gamer. I mean, this guy he's going to do big things in WWE. You can already tell that the WWE has a lot of faith in him by having him in the segment with D-Generation X, by having him in some of the other segments he's been involved in. He might not be a main eventer, but he's been booked kind of like a main eventer when it comes to segments such as those. And, I think they're a good fit, in my personal opinion. In my opinion, I think the Rhodes Scholars were going to pick up the title, a month or two ago. That's what I thought. I thought they would have already been tag team champions. What's going to happen at the Royal Rumble? For me, it could go either way. I honestly think, though, it's kind of Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow's time. Any other thoughts on that match?
No.
Okay. Then we're going to go into the World's Heavyweight Championship. It was announced that this is going to be a last man standing match, just like the match that Alberto Del Rio, who is the defending World's Heavyweight Champion at this point, won the title in against the number one contender, the man who won the title from the Big Show. In my personal opinion, Del Rio needs to keep the title. Short and sweet. I like Big Show, but Del Rio needs to keep the strap.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, especially with this the face turn, I know there's a lot of stuff backstage that they're trying to get a wrestler that has kind of like a background similar to Eddie Guerrero. Basically, Alberto Del Rio coming out is basically almost like with the World Heavyweight title, is almost paying homage to Eddie, every time he comes out. And I've really gotten behind Del Rio's face character more than he was a heel. I really didn't like him as much as a heel, but now I'm getting behind him and I'm rooting for him and cheering for him. So I can understand why they want to keep him.
I think his heel turn was his face turn, was very well done. It was done slowly. You could tell at one point in time, especially around Christmas, when they had him hit Santa, you were kind of wondering, are they still going to turn him face? Because they already started planting the seeds. Remember, he went against the three-man band,
Yep.
and they were starting to plant the seeds. And then you kind of wondered, but you could tell he kind of felt bad for, clocking Santa with his car. And speaking of the car, since the face turn, he's been less arrogant. I noticed the car hasn't come into play as much.
Yeah.
And another thing is, he's got the perfect counterpart. I mean, Ricardo Rodriguez is just a comic relief. I mean, he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect to be a counterpart to a face, Alberto Del Rio. So in my personal opinion, I think Del Rio needs to keep the title.
Exactly, me too.
And then we go to the WWE Championship match. 434 days. That's the number of days that CM Punk would have been the reigning, defending WWE Champion, stepping into the event tomorrow night. He will defend the WWE title against the number one contender, The Rock. The Rock was announced as the number one contender all the way back on July 23rd of the previous year, 2012. And I like CM Punk. I've liked Punk probably longer than a lot of people have. But in my personal opinion, it's getting stale. Now, I understand having a long title run gains prestige, but when you have a champion that's going to be looked back as, yeah, he was a heel, he won by any means necessary, but every single one of the last, 3-4 matches ended in a screwball finish.
Yeah.
I mean, he needed the Shields. He needed Brad Maddox, which, get Maddox off my TV. I mean, he's not that bad, but
No.
I just saw someone say it somewhere,
It's just all these matches have had some way, shape, or form deployed to keep him as a champion until this point. Now,
Exactly.
I honestly think a lot of people think that CM Punk is going to defeat The Rock. I know there's a lot of internet fans out there that don't want The Rock to win it, and they have their various reasons why they don't want him to win it. Honestly, you got to look down on paper. Yes. You
need a little bit of supplemental lighting, guys. It's starting to get dark here in Connecticut.
You got to look at the facts. You got to look down at the paper, and you got to look down what Vince is trying to do. Right now, with CM Punk as champion, people don't want to see him. He's slowly losing ratings now with CM Punk being champion. Everyone wants to see The Rock win the title. A lot of fans want to see The Rock win the title, I should say. A lot of fans want to see The Rock at the main event at WrestleMania again. And why not? I mean, The Rock has what it takes. He has the media exposure. I mean, he is the greatest wrestler in all of entertainment. And I think Triple H said it best in The Rock's Epic Journey of Dwayne The Rock Johnson DVD is that just because The Rock's not on Monday Night Raw or on Friday Night SmackDown doesn't mean he's not still entertaining us. And he is. You just got to go to the movies and pay $6 to see his entertainment.
You know what? And the situation The Rock is in a unique position. Very few wrestlers have transcended the boundaries or the box or the wrestling bubble, I should call it. Because only people that are involved in the wrestling business don't think that there's an issue with the wrestling business. That's a topic for another video. But he's transcended the wrestling bubble. and he's actually branched out into mainstream entertainment. The only other superstars that have managed to accomplish this was Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage. He became iconic, which was never really. He was in the mainstream because of the iconic Slim Jim commercials and stuff like that. But I'm talking about as an actor, Hogan, Steve Austin to a very limited extent. Steve Austin has not had the success that The Rock has had.
No.
Steve Austin's produced a couple damn good movies. I'm not going to say that he's not a good actor or he is not good at what he does. But The Rock, The Rock is the only person in the history of wrestling that has been able to transcend the lines of sports entertainment and become a huge Hollywood money-making draw. And that's what Vince McMahon is trying to do. Like I said, I like CM Punk. I like CM Punk a lot, but week in and week out, we're hearing the same regurgitated promos. It is the same stuff. This isn't 1965. This isn't 1970 when there's a wrestling event once every month and you can have a champion for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you would only see 12 or 24 events with him. There's 52 weeks of Monday Night Raw, and for 52 weeks in 2012, we saw CM Punk as WWE Champion. And by the last 2-3 months of the year, it was just getting stale and stale and stale and stale. Then you got a chance. It's like a breath of fresh air in the WWE. Give The Rock the title. Imagine the mainstream exposure you can get. Imagine if The Rock goes to the G.I. Joe movie premiere holding the WWE Championship. Imagine if The Rock goes on Jay Leno or David Letterman with the WWE title. Imagine the night after. Imagine Monday morning, USA Today, a picture of Dwayne The Rock Johnson holding the WWE title. You know how many times WWE or WCW has been in USA Today? I'm talking about good. I'm not talking about, the tragic deaths of Chris Benoit or Eddie Guerrero or anybody that's, lost their lives. I'm talking about actual good publicity. It's so few and far between.
I would probably have to say Rock and Hogan was definitely one of them. And Austin, the incident with Austin and Tyson.
Austin Tyson definitely made the cover of pretty much every single magazine in the country.
It was covered by so many sports castings.
Oh, it was. That was huge. That was, we go back to that period in time because that was actually on the road to WrestleMania. It was on the road to WrestleMania 14.
Yeah. And
WWE or WWF at the time was in such a bad position when they got Tyson in, regardless of what the price tag was for the couple appearances, $2, $3, $4 million. The buy rates justified it.
Exactly.
And that's, people are going to say, oh, Brock Lesnar, they wasted $5 million, this, that, or the other. When you look back and look at the numbers, there was a significant increase in buy rates to justify Brock Lesnar coming back. If you got to think, a pay-per-view is what, $30, $40 a pop. Of course, WWE doesn't get all those fees. I'm sure, in-demand pay-per-view asks for a certain amount of them, this, that, or the other. But if you figure out an extra 200,000 buys, even by $20, you know how much money we're talking?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, in my personal opinion, The Rock.
Definitely The Rock. As much as I enjoy CM Punk and his in-ring technical ability, it's just The Rock is a breath of fresh air, and I know that they're probably planning something big for The Rock's title defense. If he makes it past Elimination Chamber, from what we've read, he will make it past Elimination Chamber, and he will defend at WrestleMania. So, more than likely, we're going to see The Rock win tomorrow night.
More than likely, yes. We will see The Rock win tomorrow night. Me and JC want The Rock to win tomorrow night, and then we go into the biggest match of the night. The 30-man Royal Rumble match. You've seen it over the last few weeks. A lot of different superstars have been announced for the Royal Rumble. 3-man band, John Cena, Randy Orton, Sheamus, among so many others. I think there's 18 or 20 confirmed guys at this point in time.
And I think more or less people are more worried and wondering who's going to be surprise entrants.
Surprise entrants. You saw the title of the video, and that's one of the reasons as you're watching this video, and you're like, when are you guys going to get to the meat and bones? When are you going to get to the Royal Rumble match? That's what we're all waiting for. We want the Royal Rumble match. We want the WWE title match, and everything else is just kind of additional. It's bonus. I hate to say that about the world title, but the Royal Rumble this year and the WWE title match are going to overcast that match, unfortunately. It's a shame because Del Rio and even the Big Show are both talented athletes. The Royal Rumble, it has been speculated, I'll take one and you take the other, that two huge former WWE superstars, former Intercontinental Champions, superstars that me and JC Styles enjoyed an incredible amount of time. One, the man that won the United States Championship on his very first night, Carlito Caribbean Cool.
Yes, and former multi-time tag team champion and part member of Team Angle and Shelton Benjamin. The gold standard will be in attendance for the Royal Rumble.
One half of the world's greatest tag team.
Yes.
we are both really stoked about this. I've always been a fan of Benjamin. I've always been a fan of Carlito. I'm actually a fan of the whole Colon family. And I'm really interested if Carlito's going to stick around and possibly we could get some sort of faction involving Primo Epico Carlito, with Carlito as a mouthpiece, because Carlito is definitely more talented on the mic than his two cousins. Keep them as a tag team component and have him as a singles wrestler, but have them in some sort of loose affiliation. I think that would definitely be the way to go. But let's get down to the meat and bones. Let's get down to pretty much the 4 superstars that could potentially win the Royal Rumble this Sunday. One, we have John Cena. I know JC really doesn't want to see it, but it would set up a huge blockbuster match at WrestleMania 29. If Rock picks up the title, we would have Rock versus Cena 2 for the WWE Championship. We're talking some of the biggest buy rates in WWE WrestleMania history with this match.
Yes. Also, another one that's even though that he's Money in the Bank, a lot of people are throwing around the idea of Dolph Ziggler possibly winning and going on to WrestleMania. And then you got Sheamus, who a lot of people are making guesses. There's a lot of talk backstage that Sheamus might actually
Sheamus versus Randy. Yeah, Sheamus may repeat, and then we may end up seeing Sheamus versus Randy Orton at this year's WrestleMania. There's a lot of talk. We may see Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler, like JC mentioned. And I wonder if Ziggler would end up winning the Royal Rumble, going on to WrestleMania, possibly losing, and then cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. It's also been discussed Randy Orton. In my personal opinion, I think it pretty much comes down to 3. I think it's either going to be John Cena, Sheamus, or Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
I think those are the 3 guys that have stood out going into this event, this match the most. Randy Orton's also been up there, but unless I guess Randy Orton could win the title, they can rebuild his character, eventually becomes World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. Yes. It would be nice to see another main eventer once again, because Randy Orton has been regulated to the upper mid card, lower main event status, since his suspension and even before that. Yeah. You know, we haven't seen Orton as champion, since what, 2010 when Miz beat him for 2011. Christian, World Heavyweight title. Yes. So,
you know, I would love to see Dolph Ziggler win the Royal Rumble, because even if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, it will definitely give him another accolade to his list of accomplishments in the WWE. He's definitely got the fan following. He's definitely got the charisma, the mic skills, and the in-ring ability to be a flag bearer for the company.
Oh, I agree. I think Dolph Ziggler, and when they decide to turn Dolph Ziggler face, I mean, you can already see the fan following he has. You can already see the reactions of the people in the arenas, the people at the merchandise stands. Me and JC go to a lot of WWE events, and Ziggler merchandise, firsthand experience, is hot. It sells out quick. And it's not only the girls, it's not only the kids, it's also the younger guys like us, adults. Ziggler is really getting over. And a lot of people say, why Ziggler? Why is everybody so high on Ziggler? Why does everybody like Ziggler? He's a recycled Billy Gunn. He does basically the same moves. He has the same look. Now he's shaking his ass. Everybody's loving him. No, because he's gotten himself over. He started off in the WWE with pretty much a shit effing gimmick. I mean, Spirit Squad could be much worse. I mean, honestly. And then he was Kerwin White's caddy there.
Yeah.
Chavo.
Well, I mean, I guess he could always be a member of 3 Count, the boy band. I mean,
he could be a member of 3MB.
That too. But
who honestly thought that was a good idea? I just want to know. You had Vince McMahon's chosen one. You know, now I'm starting to, get a little worked up with this, because 3MB just pisses me off, all right? You had Vince McMahon's chosen one. Threw that concept out the fucking window. Guy could be Intercontinental Champion right now.
Or he could have been WWE Champion.
And for the effing brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com and the World Wide Web, my name is Brian Crazy.
I'm JC Styles.
And have a great night.